Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined here by RJ Cabrera, your champion of this year's McDonogh Open, representing the 10U 68-pound weight class. As always, RJ, how does it feel, buddy?
It feels great to win one of these big tournaments. It's pretty fun. I love to get some hard competition, and I'm always ready to wrestle.
I was about to say, buddy, you took the words right out of my mouth. Always ready to wrestle. You another dominating performance, not only open, but in the duels as well. You're wrestling K through 6 for Team Gotcha, scoring some of the most points in the entire tournament out of any wrestler. It had to have been a great feeling. Now, RJ, you, like we were saying, a lot of tough competition this weekend, but what was the hardest thing you found about wrestling this weekend here?
The toughest thing about wrestling is wrestling's about 60% mental, so as long as you're good in the head, you're good on the mat.
Absolutely, that's a great answer, buddy. And you were doing something pretty unique that I actually didn't see any other wrestler this weekend. Some of your level, you were sitting there at the head table looking for exhibitions against any guys a little bit older than you, a little bit heavier than you, just to test your skills. You wrestled off against an exhibition against an 11-year-old, came out on top 7-2. Things like that will put you at the top of the game. So what makes you have the hunger to go search out matches like that, especially at a tough tournament here at McDonogh Duels?
I always want more. I don't settle for nothing. I'm hungry for anything bigger.
I was about to say that hunger is something you feed off of. It's like we were saying, wrestling the duels and the open here, one of the toughest middle school tournaments in the country. But like we were saying, sitting there looking for even more matches on top of that, and that's what got you to the level you're at right now. So RJ, we were talking a little bit earlier. I know you're very skilled in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well, putting your stamp, making a name for yourself in that sport as well. How does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu prepare you for wrestling as well?
I mean, in the Jiu-Jitsu world, people call me a wrestler, and in the wrestling world, people call me a Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm best at both worlds. So it's always good to have one thing to help the other. So that's how I like it.
Some would say the perfect hybrid, and honestly, it's been a pleasure to watch you wrestling all this year. We've talked about a lot of your goals this year, but with wrestling season coming to a short end, some of the big tournaments coming up, what are your goals for the end of this year? And then also, for someone like yourself, what are your big goals for your future in wrestling?
I want to try to win Reno this year. I didn't really come on top and kick off for Tulsa, but I'm ready for the bang. So.
Well, RJ, we can't wait to watch you at some of those big tournaments. Like we were saying, always looking out for your name when it's not a tyrant tournament at the top of the podium. And here at McDonogh Duels, putting your stamp on another one as well. So RJ, before we go, do you have any special thanks or shout outs you want to give?
Number one, God. I want to thank my grandparents. They're here. They came all the way from North Carolina just to watch me wrestle. I want to thank my parents. Without them, I wouldn't be here. And a hundo God.
Great shout outs as always. That was also an awesome one to your grandparents, making the trip to watch you dominate here at a very tough tournament. RJ Cabrera, your champion of this year's McDonogh Open, representing the 10U 68-pound weight class. Also helping his team, Team Gotcha, dominate in the duels, scoring the most points for his team, most bonus points. RJ, it's been a pleasure to speak to you all season, and we can't wait to follow you not only at the end of the season, but in the future as well, buddy. Congratulations.